Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends episode. Instead of doing a playthrough this time around, I thought I might as well scope out some of the new things that have been added to the game. Obviously we got some rewards right here for some of the downtime issues, and there are still some issues with the game. Okay, so these are things that I have gathered. I don't really have the gold pass yet. I might look at it at some point. And so this is what I have so far in terms of the shards, but there's also a fusion which I'll scope out in a bit. I'm not going to be going for the fusion because it's not something that I'm actually interested in. I think it's more of a whaling competition and I'm trying to stay away from that. I'm just trying to enjoy the game as is without actually going too crazy on the spending. So there's also a spider tournament going on, and obviously you can see what the rewards are once things start loading, because at the moment things do take a wee while to load. So again, not going for the spider tournament, but I just wanted to see what the rewards are, and there we go, there's that for the spider tournament. Let's see what we have in here. We'll grab this real quick. As you can see, I also have to do my dailies, and on that note, I haven't been able to play the game for the last 2 days. I've been very busy with work and other things. So this is the limited time fusion. There's a lot of new champions. So that guy right there is new. Okay, so I would technically have, I would say, at least, yeah, I mean, a good number of these champions. So I just kind of want to have a look at what the new champions added to the game are, and so that is what I'm going to be focusing primarily on during this video. So this is Fang Cleric, geez. So I'm going to have a look through their abilities. Heals an ally by 20% of this champion's max HP. Also fills the target's turn meter by 30% if they are fully healed. Okay, so places an unkillable buff on the target for 1 turn, and then a continuous heal for 2 turns. Pretty good ability there. So also revive as well, which is really good. This is the one of the new legendaries. Yeah, Undead Hordes. He's an attack champion. Rotos the Lost Room. Okay, interesting name. Okay, attacks one enemy has a 75% chance of placing 60% decreased defense. Attacks one enemy, decreases the target's max HP by 20%, then adds that HP to this champion's max HP. Okay, so that's good. That's quite powerful. It doesn't go more than 60,000, which is quite interesting. And on bosses, it does not decrease the HP, but adds 15,000 when the skill is used on bosses. Very interesting. So damage based on attack and HP, very, very interesting combination right there. Will decrease the damage from a single enemy hit. Yeah, from a single enemy hit. Incoming damage will not exceed 50% of the champion's max HP from that hit. Can occur once per enemy attack. Grant extra turn if this damage reduction occurs. So pretty cool. I like that. Alright, actually I'm gonna go into the index and I'm gonna look at the new champions and what they look like, some skills. I'm not gonna cover it in depth. That is something other channels will do. I'm just doing this, I suppose, as a part of the playthrough series, but for my own little curiosity, if that makes sense. So we've got a summoning rush event. Okay, so these are what the rewards are for that. Pretty good rewards towards the end. Again, another whaling event right there. You have to spend money for it, or save up, or have plenty of shards saved up. Anywho, huh? Okay, so that's the Summoning Rush event, champion training event. There's a shard at the end of it, and a tome as well. So I might try and work towards this. I should have plenty of resources. Equally speaking, at the same time, I also will continue working towards the rosin fusion. I am so close to getting them, so that is going to be a welcome addition to my roster. Let's have a look at here. Okay, I'm probably not going to get all of the champions. that have been added to the game. I'm going to try my best to kind of have a look at all of them. So, this guy right here very much looks like the Lich King. So, Woolrim Frost King. Attacks one enemy, 30% chance of placing a freeze debuff for 1 turn. Places a perfect veil on the ally with the lowest HP if the debuff is applied. On his A2, decreases the crit damage of the enemy team by 30% and increases the ally crit damage by 30% as well. But he's quite interesting in terms of character, so he can actually impact the damage of the team. Very, very interesting. I like that kind of character. Coffin Smasher. It's nice to see some new designs on champions. I kind of like this guy. I mean, in terms of design, attacks one enemy 3 times each, has a 50% chance of placing a 50% decrease attack. HP burn right here at 50%, so he can go up to 10, 25, 75%. That's pretty good. I like the HP burn, that's really useful. And decreases AoE damage from enemy attacks by 5%. So that's a good passive aura. Or passive skill. I'm not going to pronounce the first name because I don't know how to pronounce it, but we've got the Sentinel right here, which is pretty neatly designed. Looks interesting. Attacks one enemy, has a 40% chance of placing a decreased attack, and places an increased defense and block damage buff. And on the passive has a 25% chance of completely blocking incoming damage when this champion and their allies are attacked. Occurs once per turn. Necro Hunter. I feel like I've seen this guy before. I don't know if he's new or not with this new update. I don't know why I feel like I've seen him. So attacks one enemy 2 times. Attacks one enemy, has a 50% chance of attacking all enemies. Places a perfect veil on this champion for 2 turns. Okay. I don't know if this guy's new or what. Actually, I'm gonna go down here to the dwarves. So I think this guy's new. Cudgeler. Interesting. He looks cool. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Additional 30% chance of inflicting critical damage if the target is under a decreased defense debuff. So counter attack and 20% chance of 20% increased attack buff on this champion for 2 turns. Grants extra turn. Decreased defense, so 30% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. Okay. Decent combination of skills. Hatchet Slinger. It looks pretty cool. I like how the dwarves look, to be fairly honest, in the game. Attacks one enemy 2 times, has an 80% chance of ignoring 15% of the target's defense. If this champion has 50% HP or higher, has a 10% chance of placing a stun. If under 50% HP, places unkillable on this champion, has a chance of counterattacking when hit. So the unkillable is for 2 turns, and okay, cool. It can be reduced down to 4 turn cooldown. Counterattacking when hit with a critical hit. So that's pretty interesting in terms of skills. I don't see any uncommon champions, so I'm gonna have to look at that as well, generally speaking. So nothing new here. Dark Elves. I feel like something's been added here. Let's have a look. Is this guy new? Possibly. Vizier Ovless. I don't know if he's new or not. So attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit has a 35% chance of increasing the duration of all debuffs by 1 turn. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing block buffs, debuff 50. Okay. So set of buffs there. Attacks one enemy. Applies debuff spread effect, taking 2 random debuffs from the target and then placing them on all enemies. Also places a perfect veil buff on this champion for 3 turns if the target is under 2 or more debuffs. And places a perfect veil on this champion for 2 turns at the start of each round. So that's pretty new, pretty interesting. So he's basically going to be invisible. I mean, he's still going to be open to AoE, so that's somewhat helpful. We've got Fang Cleric. He looks like Spider in terms of design, just different skin, I guess. Attacks one enemy, has a 75% chance of transferring 1 random debuff. Heals an ally by 20% of the... Okay, so we've gone through this. I like the skill right there. That's potentially useful. I'm not sure exactly how useful that would be, but that remains to be seen, I guess. And I think that's pretty much it for the Dark Elves in this area right here. We've got the Undead. So we have, as far as I can see, 2 new champions. We've seen one of them, Siphi, the Lost Bride. Or Siphi, the Lost Bride. I'm not sure. Siphi. Interesting. So definitely a Valentine's themed champion by the looks of it. The roses and all that. That's pretty cool. So attacks one enemy has an 80% chance of placing a sleep debuff for 1 turn if the target's turn meter is equal to or above 50%. This buff cannot be resisted. Heals all allies by 5% of their max HP if the target's turn meter is below 50%. Fills the turn meter of all allies by 15%. Places a block debuff and a 60% increased defense and 30% increased speed. On this one, she'll increase the attack by 50% and then crit rate by 30%. So that's pretty cool. And revives a single ally. So that's pretty good. Definitely a nice set of skills. Heals each ally by 15% of their max HP at the start of each turn. Has a 40% chance of removing freeze and fear debuffs from each ally at the start of their turn. Removes debuffs from... Okay, so she works with the groom, whatever his name is. That's another name I'm not gonna try and pronounce because, yeah. So that's this guy right here, Rotos, Rotos the Lost Groom. So that's the guy we looked at right at the beginning of the video. So they kind of work together with that. Bit of synergy going on there. I mean, his skill set isn't all that impressive. Remains to be seen exactly how good he is. Will decrease the damage from a single enemy hit incoming. Okay. So, decreased defense. It's a 60% decreased defense. I suppose that's potentially good. That will obviously help the team do more damage. And block revive. So, attacks one enemy will ignore 75% of the defense. That's pretty good. Ignores unkillable. That's good. And block damage. Grants extra turn if the attack kills the enemy. Pretty good. That can actually be quite powerful. Anything else? So we've got some champions down here that I've not seen before. We'll start with this one, Frozen Banshee. I kind of like the way she looks, especially the face on this character. Very, very interesting design. One enemy 2 times, so attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has an 80% chance of placing a 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. Really good, like that. Attacks one enemy and fills the turn meter by 2% for each debuff on the enemy. So that's pretty good. Attacks one enemy, has a 10% chance of placing a 25% poison sensitivity debuff for 2 turns. The chance increases by 10% for each debuff on the target. Increases all ally accuracy in all battles by 35. Okay. Hold on, so they're quite next to each other. Grave Chill is the next one. So, I mean, in terms of design, I like the face on this character. They kind of look similar, but yeah, Grave Chill Killer. So, again, 5% poison, decrease defense, and decrease... Okay. So decrease defense on that. Again, poison on this. So yeah, she's got some uses. 2 poison characters. Okay, so Frozen Banshee, not really that useful according to people that have already leveled her up and used her. This guy doesn't seem all that useful, but I guess not many people have had a go at him. Whereas Siphi seems to be pretty good all around. Okay. I mean, these are just for orientation purposes. I don't see any changes in the legendary section of the demon spawn. Okay, no new champions here. Okay, anything I can see? No, not as far as I can tell. Don't remember seeing Sand Lashed Survivor. Okay, 2 times with a 30% chance to provoke. Okay. Attacks all enemies, decreases the duration of enemy debuffs, places ally protection and block damage. Okay. Okay. Interesting design. I don't remember seeing this character, possibly a new character. And that's pretty much it for this right here. Skinwalkers. Okay, so this guy, Coronar. He looks cool. Again, Valentine's themed character. I like what he looks like. I think he's pretty cool looking. I like the sword with the roses on it. So, an HP champion. I really like the way this guy looks. Attacks all enemies, 50% chance of decreasing each target's turn meter by 10%. Really good, that right there. Attacks all enemies 2 times instead of 1, and the chance of decreasing each target's turn meter increases to 100% if Minaya is on the same team. I don't know who that is. The damage of each hit will be decreased by 50%. Okay. Wow. Okay. So 5 all around. That's pretty darn good. 75% chance of placing a provoke debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. Places a block buff debuff damage for, and 60% increased defense buff on this champion for 2 turns. Attacks all enemies, places a 50% decreased attack debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. Places a 60% decreased defense debuff on targets under decreased attack debuff. Okay. Interesting. Counterattacks when hit by enemies under decreased attack, decreased defense, or decreased speed debuffs. Okay. That'll work. Places a 60% increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns if this champion kills an enemy. Interesting. And I don't see anything else here in the legendary section. Epic, we've got Urson Ice Crusher. Nice. He looks cool. Attacks 1 enemy, 10% chance of placing a block. Cooldown skills. Attacks all enemies, 75% chance. Okay, so yeah. I mean, he seems to be good. I can't really say anything until I've actually played with him around, so I don't have him. Urson Ironhide. I like where they're going with the designs. He definitely looks cool. I like the gauntlets he has as well. Attacks 1 enemy, 30% chance of increasing cooldown of one of the skills. That's pretty good. Attacks 1 enemy 2 times. Each has a 75% chance of decreasing the turn meter by 5%. Decreases the turn meter by 10% if the target is under decreased attack defense. Attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of placing a 50% decreased attack. Each has a 50% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter. Okay, so I can see how that would work. And it goes up to 100%. Pretty cool. That's potentially quite useful. It's quite interesting to see what he can do. I guess it'll depend on how the AI works for that specific character. Fleshmonger. This guy looks so cool. I really like the way he looks. This is a good looking champion. I like the little scarring on the back. Nice detail there. Attacks 1 enemy 3 times. 25% increased attack and 15% increased crit rate. Okay. And 60% decreased defense. Increases attack in dungeons. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so nice buffs there on this guy. I mean, I can't really say much of anything until I've actually played around with them, but they do, some of them do look better than others in terms of skill sets. Don't think there's anything here. I'm trying to find that other champion that goes with the legendary that we just looked at. Don't know which one that is, which is a bit frustrating. Maybe in the Lizardmen? Anything here? Nope, I don't see anything that I haven't seen before. Skinwalkers, so who could that be then? I mean, I don't know all the champions off the top of my head, and this is just like, I'm not even, you know, close to being as good as other YouTubers with this, but it'd be interesting to know which is the other character that meets with the legendary in the Skinwalkers that has been added. So yeah, I don't see him here. I don't know where that champion is. Barbarians. Again, I'm not quite sure which ones are new here. I know there's this one right here that is new, so Sky Touched Shaman. Okay. Her legs are a bit dirty, but that's fine. Attacks all enemies, heals by 15% of the damage inflicted if this champion has less than 50% HP. Boosts this champion's turn meter by 20% instead of if this champion's HP is more than 50%. Removes all debuffs from allies, then places a revive on death buff and block debuffs for all allies for 2 turns. Damages this champion by 10% of their max HP at the start of each turn. Heals all allies except this champion equal to half of the lost HP. Places a 30% decreased speed debuff on this champion for 1 turn at the start of each turn, and also has a 50% chance of placing a fear debuff on this champion for 1 turn. Now this ability, I don't know if other people are finding it useful, but I don't think it is. It just makes this champion useful. I like the idea, but it just is a massive handicap. I don't know if this one is a new one, but no, see, woad painted. Okay, so block, cooldown, reflect damage. Okay. Maeve. I feel like the name is familiar, so potentially not a new champion. It's just one that I haven't yet got. So just gonna look through the skill sets. I don't really spend that much time looking through the champions in the index anyways. Aina. That sounds so wrong. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Places a 25% weaken, 80% chance for that to happen. Okay, that's kind of it, I think. Atur. I don't even know how to... Okay, this guy is definitely not new. Oh, hey, there's one here. Soulbound Boyer. Nice looking champion in terms of design. So attacks all enemies, 25% chance of increased or additional damage. Okay, it's just, yeah, they're generally not that useful if you have epics that are good. So the rares are not that great. Actually, there are some that are really good, but generally, if you have like epics or legendary champions, Errol. Don't know. Maybe this guy's new. I don't think he's within the other champions here. I can't see anything else that is actually new. So there's definitely a handful of champions. And I don't know where the other champion that's meant to go with that legendary. Hold on a second. Battle Sage. Hold on. I saw something. Saw Fenter over here. So she's new. Okay, decrease speed, stun, and decrease defense. Okay. That's all I can tell that is new for there. Maybe I missed something. Hold on. No, I don't think... I'm not sure. I mean, you guys can let me know if I've missed anything. Yeah, I think this is it for the dwarves. I'm just kind of going through them. I'm trying to find a champion, or the champion that goes with the Skinwalker legendary that's been added, but I don't know. I don't even know where to start looking, to be honest. See, yeah, I feel like I've seen this champion, so I don't know. I don't know which one that is. I'm sure I'll find it after the video. It'll be easy to find, and I'm just not finding it now during the video. But I mean, there's no point for me, because I'm like to get both of them to work together is probably going to be a very rare occurrence. So I'm not expecting to get them, or gunning to, or aiming to get them, to be specific. Yeah, see, I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, so these are kind of the new champions. I just thought I'd have a look. I'm not doing this as in a professional showcase or anything. This is more me looking at them and just kind of getting my way, or finding my way around them, trying to see what they generically tend to do, those champions that have been added at least. And you know, if I come across them in the arena, you know, at least I know what they're able to do, or have an idea if I don't forget, which is also sometimes a problem. I do tend to forget what certain champions do, and yeah, that was pretty much the purpose of it. It's definitely not an in-depth, detailed showcase. I still have much to learn about the game, and probably I'm not the best person to say which one's good. I can definitely say which one I think may potentially be good based on my knowledge of the game, but this guy is definitely useful. I just don't know where to find the champion that he has the synergy with. That's all, but who knows. I mean, if you guys know, you can let me know down below in a comment. I'll definitely look into that. With that being said and done, I'm going to end the video here. That is pretty much it for this video, folks. I do hope that you have enjoyed it. And if you have, please don't forget to support me in the channel by hitting that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already for more similar content from myself. And if you have just subscribed, why not check out some of my other videos and guides here on this channel? Who knows, you might just enjoy them. Also, for those interested, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. Links to this, of course, you can find down below in the video's description, as well as in a pinned comment from myself. Until next time, stay safe, folks.